Ready to roll?
Yep.
Part 3 took no time off, went right back into viewer comments. So if you just saw the last show, this is an immediate continuation of that.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Next comment is Stefan. I have to admit, I can't lie. I didn't watch that link that you sent me. You sent me a link, and I just saw this comment. So I could tell I never looked at it because usually I click like and a heart. So I don't know what this video is about, but he says, movement topic. Sends the link. Carla and Justin, can you give me your thoughts based on this video? In my opinion, this particular movement is what brought him so much success over the years. But I'm curious to know, when you coach kids there, would you advise them to try this move in their game? Or is it maybe better to try quick 2-3 extra steps to catch the ball, considering how much pressure there is on his ankles when he performs this move? My guess is the one that you're talking about when he slides, and we always say the ankle breaker.
Can you click on it?
I can click on it right now. I mean, we got time.
So like when they're trying to slide on hard court?
Yeah, he's saying, would you teach this to kids, or would you would you advise them to take a few steps instead?
If where this is going, I think is where it's going, I wouldn't recommend that anyone would slide on a hard court, or for that matter, even on clay. My own worst injury was an injury on clay courts where I slid, my shoe hung the clay, or caught on the clay.
Well, here it is. It's about to start.
And my ankle buckled and ended up having some pretty bad ankle injuries that had to be dealt with medically.
Here he slides, and no, I definitely would not teach that to a kid. He's been very lucky not to get hurt.
Great video and a great
Look at his ankles. I mean, he is lucky and blessed that he has not been hurt by that.
Yeah, and there has to be some positive sneakers behind
I would
this
never
deal.
teach that to my kid.
But this, I don't know what type of shoes those are, but nonetheless, I can guarantee you the bottoms of those shoes aren't like what we get, that we try to get warranties on. So the soles, if they wear out in 6 months, we can get another set of shoes. And believe me, those shoes, there's no way that the shoes that the average person gets when they order their shoes or go buy their shoes at the store or order them online, that they're made up of the same bottoms that those are. I have attempted to slide on numerous occasions throughout my 38-year tennis career, ultimately to have gone down, and a couple of those slides have been very painful and hard to recover from. I would totally respond to this topic question. Would I want my kid to slide, given that
Would you teach a kid to do
Would
that?
I teach one of my 5 kids to slide, or to do more footwork drills like jump rope, boxing, shadow boxing? I would definitely teach more steps.
He says more steps. Yeah,
More
why
steps.
not?
More
Why
steps.
risk it?
More
I
steps.
mean, he's lucky.
Great comment, great topic. More steps.
All right, Steve Clever just says this is based on your bomb.
Oh, my bomb song.
Good job. A+ for effort.
Let's go.
You're being nice, Steve.
Let's go.
And just discover this one, Justin. Another video of the bird. Remember, he was flying against the wind.
Oh.
Just discover this one, Justin. Very enjoyable. It was windy.
Yeah,
So windy.
it was the day that Hurricane Irma or something was supposed to come, and I was all excited about it, and she never panned out. With the winds were heavy, and there was 2 birds on the side of the porch, and they were flying so hard, and they could never get ahead in the wind. Maybe I should have given them some of Wayne Chia's bomb.
There you go.
And they would have gotten ahead of the wind.
All right, Wayne Chia says, great article from Martina. She's talking about what happened with Serena. So we're going to kind of chill on that topic.
Yeah, because we don't have any answers for it.
Yeah,
but you guys...
And most people, from what I've read, they don't want us to keep talking about that.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, and so therefore...
I read the article. Rahesh says, Justin, back at work. You were serving.
Love this yesterday. Really liked this yesterday. Went out, served some balls. I think I served 3 and then 5 and then maybe 5 more. I think I missed like 3 out of 10. And I did it on one leg, so Carla made me feel better than that. Maybe I should just start serving on one leg now.
He would probably ace me if he could do that.
All right. So it was nice to be back out there. Thank you very much.
All roll fall in. Always a good memory to break strings the first time. This is the video from yesterday with Lily breaking her strings.
Yes, that was a great time. She was so happy about that. She was like, look, the string's loose. And I'm like, oh, so cute. But nonetheless, she's hitting the ball good. Check her out hitting yesterday.
She's got a long way to go.
Yeah, but like Dave Rain says, she hits with a lot of racket speed.
She does. I never taught her that. Something she does naturally.
But what we have to get her out of doing is
that backhand.
Well, backhand or forehand. She hits with so much racket speed, and sometimes she forgets that at the point of impact, that she has to know what's going on there. She can't
Keep
just
that
swap through it.
She's got to keep the racket on there a bit longer.
She's got to get it there for a second, know where it is, and then she can keep. I mean, she doesn't need to pause. She swings through it, but she still needs to tell in her mind at that speed that there has to be a sense of control where that point of impact is every time at that particular point in time. I think someone mentioned that she kept shaking high backhands because she needed to follow through higher.
Well, yeah, the ones that bounce high. When we'll get into
Yeah.
that comment. Nonchalant. First time he comments.
Nonchalant. I like it. Nonchalant.
I like family blogs.
Vlogs. By the way, I had never heard the word vlog. V as in Victor, L as in Lima, O as in
Our kids had a school.
O as in Oscar, G as in golf. Vlog, like Vlad, Vlad. I'd never heard that before. We had to look that up.
Actually, no. Our kids told us.
Oh yeah, our kids were like, yeah, we heard that.
They're
before.
like, you guys really haven't heard of that?
I hadn't
We're
heard of
like,
that before.
No.
New one for me.
They're like, no wonder.
New one for me.
Where you been?
New one.
All right, Furzy09 says, very tough for a one-hander on the high balls. That's why she's spraying those high balls. If I anticipate a high ball coming, I immediately imagine a high follow-through and just go high and diagonal into the opponent's backhand to reset the rally to neutral. Very good comment, Furzy. Obviously, you play tennis.
I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah.
I read that, and that was like one of the first comments I think we've really ever had in 88 shows where I knew that someone was a player that has, I guess, that has broken down the game that I didn't know. I mean, I know Arul Fallon. I know Dave Raines. I know
Kane plays.
and I know that Kane plays. But for Furzy09,
I think Stefan probably. No, he doesn't play.
I don't know. But Furzy09's been commenting since almost day one. And he's never shot that out there. So it was kind of one of those things I was like, oh, it's like I was boxing with him and he like hit me with an uppercut and I didn't know he boxed. That's a good comment right there.
Yeah, very good.
Let's
And I
go.
will tell her that. Oh, and David Raines, I mean, he made a comment after that, but he says, tell Captain America not to rush it. I guess you got a new name.
No, I had the American flag on my hat.
Ah, this way he call you Captain America.
Can I look? But do you know why? I had the hat on backwards. So I have a camouflage hat that has an American flag on. You know the sad part is that I turned it around backwards simply because for so many videos people would say that you only root for some team because it has a flag on it. So I turned it around backwards. I think you saw it. But nonetheless, I mean I'm not a big Marvel Heroes guy.
No, he only wear well your dad was military, so.
Yeah, my dad was military, so he was a captain Navy and flew military aircraft in the Navy. Was a doctor, flight surgeon in the Navy for 20 years. So I do respect that aspect of it. But the only reason why I had that flag around backwards on my hat is because it was kind of a topic a couple of times that maybe someone would only root for a tennis player because of where they were from in the Olympics, and I just didn't want to even throw that out there. So nonetheless, go USA, but also go India, go Serbia, go Croatia, go Greenland, go Antarctica. Go Spain, go Latvia, go Hungary, go Poland, go Russia. I'm for everybody. Go Mexico,
Same here.
go everyone. So I just didn't. I had a hat on. It had an American flag on it, but I just turned it around backwards. If that was the Captain America, but I turned it around backwards. So that way.
I like the name.
Yeah, I like the name too.
All right. Next comment. David Rain said, I hear a single here. Try to channel your inner deadhead for the second draft. Maybe have Carla on backup for vocal singing, something like, hey, my bomb, 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 diddy bomb.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool,
I
actually.
know, I'll be singing on that.
But I read this comment this morning, actually, and I woke right up and saw it, and so I went ahead and played a rough draft, too. So I did sing a second version of this song this morning because of that comment. So I did that, Dave. So if you want to see the awful singing that I led everyone to listen to, then check it out. Oh, what are you giving faces like that?
Anyways, Furzy09 says, all strings hurt my arm on impact. So I use heavy, Federer 90 plus, weight in the head, about 360 milligrams.
Heavy racket.
With tension loose as possible. Tried as low as 17 pounds. Does not seem to improve much, but we'll try 10 pounds of next stringing. Maybe you could try super low tension to see if it impacts the arm. String will never break.
I saw that comment too when I was stringing, and that's great that was Furzy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so number one, Furzy sends a nice comment about breaking down the one-hander for my 9-year-old, and then also comes in with something on the stringing video I did earlier. So if you're into stringing, check out his comment there. I did a stringing video on whether juniors should hit with polyester strings and why some people use polyester strings in the first place. He mentioned one part, or you mentioned, Furzy, one part right there where you dropped it to as low as 17 pounds. I'm thinking you said you dropped your tension as low as 17 pounds because you wouldn't be able to hit a tennis ball at 17 pounds of tension. It would be like a vial. It would be really, really loose. So I think what you're getting at is you dropped your tension from where it used to be down 17% instead of 5 or 10%, or you dropped it by 17 pounds. But I've never personally heard of stringing a racket at 17 pounds.
I've never heard.
I don't even think my machine. I think the lowest my machine will go is like, well, it may go there, but I've never heard of that. So I think I read that wrong. I think he drops it by as low as 17 pounds, which would seem right.
Yeah. All right, Rahesh says, Justin, in one of your conversations, you mentioned that if Novak wins his 14th and this U.S. Open, you respect the guy and will increase immensely. Hope you will keep your promise.
All right, so since I think in the part 2 of this one, or part 1, I specifically came up and brought up, I have not read that. That must have just happened.
Yes.
So I told myself that I must mention that Rahesh, or that I mentioned a long time ago, that if Djokovic won his 14th major and then won the U.S. Open, I'd give him a lot more respect. However, I've always given him a lot of respect, just as we know. I just said he'll jump up. Instead of being like Federer, Nadal, and then Djokovic right here, right below them, that Djokovic would now be right there bundled in. And that's definitely a fact. Absolutely well-deserved. 14 majors, absolutely incredible. Just absolutely incredible. Couldn't imagine it. He deserved nothing but the best of future.
I like the guy. I like the guy.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I think as long as he stays healthy for another 3, 4, maybe 5 years, he'll get to his 20. We'll see, though. We'll see.
Stimpy Boy replied, but this was on the last video we just did about his vote, so we'll talk about that on the next video.
Oh, you can't bring that up yet. So
yeah.
Stimpy Boy's already voted.
Yes, he's
all
voted.
Right, so that's current. We'll get into that tomorrow or the next day. I think we'll probably be here tomorrow because we have to go back to our normal work on Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
yeah,
and sometimes
busy.
into Monday.
Weekends get busy.
Weekends get busy. But I think that tomorrow we'll probably be here. Don't etch it in stone. Definitely by Friday, but I think we'll be here tomorrow. Great comments, everyone. Great show today. Sorry for bringing up some personal past. She kind of got onto me on the second one. Why did you say that? It's for me. It's something that changed my life in a very positive way. I made a stupid mistake in college, and for me, it was something that every other kid that I knew had ventured into or toyed around with. When that happened, I got smarter, I got more intelligent, I got more fit. If that would not have happened, I never would have met her. I never would have had my 5 children. But when I was in a place where I mentioned earlier, I learned that human beings are very interesting and have a lot of emotions and feelings, no matter how tough they may look or what they may say. Deep down, that they have feelings and thoughts. Some people may look at a stereotype as something that they will go to the grave when they hear, or may just dust off their shoulders. But I do know one thing at this day and age, it's not in anyone's best interest to really shoot out any type of stereotypical color or culture or slander anything, because what is everybody ready to do these days? They're ready to just explode on you.
They want to fight. Everybody wants to fight.
And for me, I'm glad that I learned in a very hard way that you have to respect people's privacy and people's space and what people think and their beliefs, no matter what they believe or what flag they may fly, that you're all in it together. And when you're in a place like I learned to find another gear of compassion, and then having walked away, I came back and finished college and got back into the sport, into coaching, and graduated and met my wife and have 5 beautiful kids. I think I learned along the road, or the journey that I went on, was that kindness is, no matter how hard that you try, no matter how hard you try, it's always best to at least to attempt to be kind. I guess that didn't come out right, but always try to be, because if you're not kind, sometimes the person that you walk across just may have a different response than you might anticipate these days. And I'll just leave it at that. For me, I'm blessed to have been through the journey that I've been on, and I find this the next road within that journey. Right? We got so many roads, and I'm just glad I'm on the road I'm on. And if it wouldn't been for the road that we went through, or I went down, I wouldn't have Carla, I wouldn't have this. Not that I have much of anything, but I'm grateful for it. So I mentioned that because of my passion towards alleviating stereotypical words from everything that we do here.
Right, which is again why the whole Serena and umpire thing's awful.
So with
Awful.
with that said, by the way, if you get into stringing, I'll try to keep the racket stringing stuff separate than this, and I'll put my racket stringing conversation with Furzy09 again on the video I did earlier about juniors and polyester strings. If you want to talk stringing, I'm in. I'll talk stringing all day long. If you want me to show you how to string, I'll drop a video on that. Not a problem. I enjoy doing that a lot, but I'll keep those separately. Some of you may not care. So Furzy09, we'll get into that. Clarify whether or not you dropped your tension by 15 pounds from normal, or whether you really
17 pounds.
or whether you really strung it at 17 pounds. I don't think that's possible. I'm sure it is with the right equipment, but I still don't think my machine goes that low. It might go down to 10 pounds. I just have never done it in a lot of years.
I used to string my rackets when I was training hard. It used to be strung over 70.
Oh, over 70. She's talking about 70.
Over 70,
She's talking. We were talking about 17.
Yeah, I know, it's a big difference.
It's not even close. So anyway, that's it. Great show today. Sorry to go 3 parts. We took a couple days off. I got off on a personal tangent, but I did it for the right reason. Again, she's like, "Why did you say that?" It's because I'm blessed to have done it, and I mean that. I really am blessed to have done that, and especially the kids that I've talked to over the years to tell my story to. I had an opportunity there to talk to kids all over the panhandle of Florida, all over the place, and I told them my story, and it was touching for me. So therefore, I'll give myself a pat on the back, because it's been a nice road, and if it wasn't for that road, I wouldn't have met you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, we don't fight. This is just our competitive nature, right?
Yes.
She stuck with me thick and thin. Let's go! Subscribe, like it, share it. Sorry for the personal venture. And as Carla always says,
Adios.
adios.